Well, my advice in general is don't think about doing something. You actually got to get up off the couch and do it. I know that it's hard, right? You're inside an operatory all day and you're working as an associate doctor and you're like just struggling and you don't think it's true, but it's actually, it can happen. You guys got to get up. I talk to associates every day, all day that are, that are brand new startups. I talked to a doctor day before yesterday. She came into this country 7 years ago. She's currently under construction. They've already started doing demos. She showed me the picture. She showed me, Ian, this is the American dream and I'm doing it. She was so excited. So my advice, my entrepreneurial advice is like, just, you have to take the leap of faith. How does that start? Pick up the phone and start making phone calls. If you don't know anything, reach out to a buddy, right? Reach out to an associate that's actually a practitioner right now, right? Or call a consultant, somebody that can start you along the path of finance or where you need to start, right? It's got to happen somewhere.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Dental Dummies. Happy to be back. I am your co-host, Dr. Minh Nguyen, orthodontist, tooth mover, smile architect extraordinaire, and you all know my co-host, Joseph the DiMarco.
Junior.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
I'm a junior.
He is a junior.
Financial wizard, Rolex connoisseur, outsourcing dental labor to Vietnam. So basically, I'm bringing the tariffs down by hiring you, man. I am creating international trade.
Oh my God!
I had to be domestic. Okay, I'm here. I'm stateside.
I imported you.
Keep the money in the country, floating within the country. Okay?
I got Vietnamese labor at an American price. It's a terrible deal.
Oh my God!
That was so good. Well, anyways, on last, I don't even know which episode it was, but the last time we had an episode up, right? At some point, we were talking about student loans and the changes with the big, beautiful bill and IBR, IDR, whatever you want to call it. It seems to be like slowly losing some of its perks, I believe, with the interest subsidies. And just recap, Joe. If someone has 500,000, 600,000 plus of student loans, which is very typical, what is the general strategy if they're like a young provider or soon to be graduating?
If you're comfortable with the interest accruing, stay in the safe plan and let's see what happens. If you're not comfortable, the new IBR plan is the exact same thing. It's just not forgiving any interest, but it gets the payments and it gets you on that forgiveness track. So you want to talk to someone to make sure it's what you're comfortable with. But if you already were on the safe plan, you should try to hang in there just till they make a verdict. They still have not. We thought they would by now, but they're not. And that's not my stuff cutting out. That was me trying to hold back hiccups in case you hear that going on and on. I drank this Gatorade Zero because I ran out of Topo Chicos today, and it's been giving me heartburn. I know, and they're our sponsor.
So they're not the sponsor?
They got Uber Eats for that, right? They got Uber Eats, so you can deliver that.
I know, but if I run Uber Eats and this, it doesn't work as well. It's not the same.
I think Uber Eats would be a better sponsor, actually.
Sponsored by Uber Eats. Get Uber One now. Uber One membership. I don't know anybody who has that. Do you ever see that on your phone? You're ordering food, and they're like, "You can save $500 a day," and I'm like, "No, fuck you! I'm not giving you $10, but I'll pay $5 for priority. I'm tipping this guy, but I don't want to give Uber like a subscription."
Uber One was a thing for like 5 seconds, and then it was gone.
It's still there. I get ads for it every day.
I don't even pay attention to it. I just click right.
But yeah, with student loans, basically try to hold your ground if you're already in safe. If you're uncomfortable, the new IVR plan isn't bad, and we can, and that's, you want to start navigating through that.
That's right. So the cool part is when you're in these low payments, and if you're like a young provider, the goal is not necessarily to pay it like as soon as you can, but to buy you some time to save up some cash and liquid assets to lead you in the direction of what you feel is best for yourself, whether in 1 to 2 years you want to be a practice owner, or more aggressive, you want to be a practice owner like as soon as you graduate. It gives you that flexibility to ramp up your own business, to have a larger cash flow stream. And then when you're making the money that you want, now you have the freedom to, if you decide to tackle your student loans and knock it down, you could pay this thing in like giant chunks at a time. And but yet you still can continue to live your life, and at the very end of it, you could be debt free from it, and yet still have a large asset on your side, or you can drag it out and talk to your financial team. We're always here, happy to help and run the analysis for you. We have a very, very special guest, someone who's been in the dental space for 10 plus years, I believe. Started from
2 decades.
Okay, two decades. Okay, 2 decades. And started from nothing, grown the business to be massive, just like CFS, nationwide, thousands of clients from acquisitions, startups, knows the ins and outs from laying the wires himself, all the conduits, flying out to the sites, walking through construction, and still continues to do it for you, today. So he doesn't ask his team to do anything that he wouldn't do himself. I like to present the owner of Legend Networking IT for all your dental specific IT services, Ian Lynch. Yay!
Yeah. Show us that giant call center. Show us the thing.
Hey guys, how we doing? So yes, Ian Lynch here, Legend Networking. Like Minh said, guys,
in the United States.
So in the United States. So
in the United States. Those are the ones I want. I have them.
It's not a myth, guys. It's not a myth. We actually have people physically working here in the United States, creating jobs. I'll have you across the United States here. So yeah, we started Legend Networking in 2004. To be honest with you, it was kind of a fluke. I worked for a doctor. Doctor introduced me to a dentist. The dentist had an IT company that kept fumbling the ball. He's like, dude, I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm going to be back in 3 days. If you could do this, put it together. Basically, had a bunch of computers, and he handed me the old school Henry Schein disk, right, to load the software, Dentrix and Dexys. Long story short, he came back 3 days later, and I had his entire office humming. And he was like, what did you do? How did you do it? He introduced me to another group, All American Smile Center, 100 locations, so on and so forth. And it kind of snowballed from there. But I think the passion that I had was just like, I guess, just watching, the excitement of helping him. And then we helped All American Smile Center go from 10 locations to 100 locations. So after that, it was over. So just, yeah. To the current day, we have currently 1,000 people under contract. We help new doctors, like new associates. Actually, Minh was one of my clients. We met in 2021?
Probably right around there.
All right, and it took a while, right?
Took a while.
But we walked through the process from conception, from architectural conception to, what you have today, which is your dream come true, right?
Right.
So we helped you with your, all your technology needs, and go ahead.
That's right. So I get like a lot of.
And for people this matters to, not to cut you off, man, but like we were talking about before, it's like jump starts, startups, which a jump start. I won't put anybody out who might not know what that means, but a jump start is any practice under like 600,000, or anybody trying to put resources into a practice and revive it, or like as your conventional startup. Ian's a very helpful tool to have, just because when you're going in there and giving fresh life to an office, the biggest thing is the bones, and the bones of the honestly the sensors, the bones, the bulk of a practice is its ability to have access to technology and utilize technology. I mean, that's where I think Ian's extremely important, and it's like one of them background superheroes, like Hawkman or something, where they think he sucks or that he's not important. But if you don't have him, there's no super friends without Ian, and we need these silent heroes, because he's just like me with insurance, man. They don't talk about how important it is until they get all fucked. Nobody
We don't
cares
talk about
about
it.
He
the
spins
tech
that back
guy.
around.
No, it's always about me. But when you do go back though, the big thing with tech is like you need to make sure you have all that stuff done the right way, because even if you try to half-ass it in the beginning, it's the one thing that actually cheaping out, or not even cheaping out, but not doing it properly, is really hard to fix it later.
Yeah, it's
Can you attest
crucial.
to that?
It is crucial, man. Like, especially, okay, we'll talk about jump starts. If you're an associate doctor and you're looking to grab a existing practice and it's sitting in the you know say the 1990s, right? Because typically that's what you're going to see. That's what we see whenever we go into second gen practices. Old chairs, obviously old technology, data's not being backed up. Guys, you don't have to spend a fortune whenever you acquire a practice. You don't have to go out and buy the best of the best. What you need you need an evaluation. You need somebody to help you out, guide you. I think Legend is the key ingredient. We don't charge for doing consults, whether it's on the phone or we remotely log into your system and run a scan to see what needs to be updated, see if your backups are being done. We don't charge for that. As a matter of fact, that's a freebie. We want to help you, right? We want to give you the tools. Regardless, if you go out and you decide, you know what, I'm going to go everything Ian said, I'm going to go purchase at Best Buy. I could get it cheaper. That's cool. It doesn't matter to us. What we care about is helping you, because if it wasn't for dentistry, and this is just off the cuff, completely true. If it wasn't from dentistry, I wouldn't be sitting in this 10,000 square foot warehouse 20 years after I started my business with 80 plus people that come in this office every single day, dedicated, loving what they do. So for me, helping dentists is the most important thing. Money is not the factor. If you're starting a practice, whether you're starting practice, whether you're doing acquisition, we'll call it jumpstart, whatever it is, you want to make sure your technology is sound. The first things first, make sure all your computers are up to date, make sure you have backup solutions, make sure you have redundancy in the event you have a 20, 30, $40,000 day. Min knows what this is. And your production goes down. You guys can't afford that because you're losing production, you're sending people home, and it's just for what? To skip out on a small monthly fee or whatnot. I mean, do your due diligence. You want to go with a reputable company. So Legend Networking, we're US based. We take care of dental practices from East Coast to West Coast, from San Diego to Seattle, New York to Florida, and everywhere in between.
So Joe was talking earlier about where if you skip out on it, it can get really expensive. What kinds of projects and that you see that come up, whether it's a current existing office or a new construction, that you see the setup where you're like, man, this is really, really expensive, and this is what it takes to fix it. What are the most expensive projects that you see? Versus like a startup, you have more control, like from the beginning to set it up real clean.
Yeah. Startups, depending, we'll start there with startups, right? Let's not jump around. So with the startup, if to do a startup right, when you're thinking about the concept of your office, whether it's 6 months out or a year out, you want to start gathering information. You're a perfect example, man. You're doing your due diligence, you're digging into Google, you're making phone calls. You weren't scared to pick up that phone. As an associate doctor looking to do a startup, you want to know everything between what type of digital radiology equipment you're wanting, right? CBC, you want a CT or 3D printer? What is the cost? How does it work? Whether you're, going with a cloud-based software or an on-premise like Open Dental or Dentrix. These are things you want to look into. You want to ask as many questions as possible. You want to go to the experts, right? Save time. Technology, that's where we kind of like come in, especially like with new startups. We take floor plans. You don't have your floor plan? Cool. Give me your concept. Like, are you starting with 6 ops? You're going to start with, or 3 ops, and then you're going to build into 6, or you're going to build into 7. That way you could start getting the fundamentals of what it's really going to cost. But what is the expense of not doing your due diligence? I mean, countless downtime production, loss of money. So you want to spend some time as a new associate just kind of digging into it, right?
I think one thing that really kills me when I see an office and I can I judge it like, pretty harshly, is when I see an operatory it's not clean. I see wires across the floor, along the wall, along the ceilings, and I'm just like, I just cringe, and like my
Right.
spout is just like,
Right. The power
you don't
cord
see
coming from the
anything.
TV.
Right. I might as well. I'm one step away from holograms popping up. Okay.
The old
Yeah,
school
that
projectors.
that stuff kills me
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
But at what point do you typically? Because I get text messages all the time, like, who do I use? And I just say, I'm like, here's a number. Here's what you got to call. At what point is ideal for you where it's really actionable steps?
Right. Okay. So the ideal, if you're an associate dentist, whenever you're in the LOI stage of your project, that means you're right there. You're kind of at the finish line of lease negotiations. You have a traditional floor plan in your hand, and you're going to be picking out a contractor pretty soon. We excel, and you would benefit with us working with the architects and the engineers for your project. Why does that matter? Like, why do I need IT before architectural or during architectural plans? Well, we're the guys that run all the low voltage cabling and do the network infrastructure setup. Get it? Right? Like every computer needs an electrical outlet, right? Every 3D printer needs an electrical outlet and a data drop. Like, so that's the reason that you would have us. So we could work alongside your architect so you can have a streamlined MEP plan for your contractor bid.
I would recommend definitely people to learn more about knowing with the contractor what the conduits are, and specifically, I didn't know what that was until Ian came on site with Ideal Practices. And a conduit is just a fancy word for like metal tube that holds the cables, because you're not allowed to have like free cables just between the drywall. Try to work with like a company like Legend to know where the conduits are, and then you can actually provide that to your contractors. So then it has a more accurate bid, because it's your contractors when they're going to put down the conduit lines for you.
And wait, let me stop you right there, man, because
go ahead.
A lot of dentists don't know this. But if you give your contractor, when you're actually closing the deal, the low voltage wiring diagram, some of them will include it in their bid package to save you money, because they're already going in there with the certified electrician, right? So it saves you money because they're already pulling permits. Why pull 2 permits if you already have an electrician that has a low voltage permit?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, you don't want to make it like a change order later. Suddenly you go through your walks through space before the walls are closed, and because then the construction's not going to know that this is what you want through these walls. They're not going to assume things. They're going to put down where the electric's going to go, and that's it. But they're not going to know data drop points. They're not going to know where the computers are going to go.
So no, they're not going to know anything.
Like they're not going to know anything. And not only that, but this will save you. Most contractors that we run into, they want to win. They want to win the associate's business, right? They want to win these deals. Well, present them with that. Hey, do you guys run this low voltage cable? Is that something you guys are capable of? If you're presenting that to them in the beginning, well, guess what? They're going to say, absolutely, we'll do it. And that will save you $10,000 from your build. And you can put that back into your production when you open the doors, right? I don't bore you to tears, but yes, as early as possible, you want to get us in.
Well, and it gives you more money for marketing and other stuff. It's extremely important to just save everything from the beginning and have everything done. Just as important as to have everything plumbed and ready when you go to expand in the future, you want to have all that tech stuff ready, because it's going to cost you more to fix it later. I mean, selfishly on your end, sometimes you probably hope some people don't listen to you because you make way more money fixing a shitty mess. At least that's not my. I tell people to say that. Like, listen, when you don't listen to me, I make double the money. I mean, it's great, but it's not good for you.
It's funny, Joe. It's funny, Joe, because we go into shitty messes and we actually clean them up for free. We're like, you know what? Wow. If you go with us under management, like, we'll take care of all of this. We won't charge you for cleaning up this, because if this is fixed, this is a lot easier. This relationship's going to work out. If this is all going to be a mess forever, then we're not going to work out, right? So we do a lot of that. We'll work with, say, jump starts or, second gen practices. We'll go in there and we'll do a complete cleanup. But understanding your technology is important, right? There's a lot of buzz in the air about, hey, should I go with the cloud, or should I do open dental, or should I do Dentrix? Or there's all kinds of things hitting the market, like obviously Oryx and Archie, and you have a lot of different options, right? It's not like it was 10 years ago where you had EagleSoft and Dentrix and that's all you had. So we're in a different era of technology, right? I mean, everything has an ecosystem. We're all part of it, and technology's in the forefront of it. And I'm glad to be kind of here in this place. So, but my job is just to consult, help, and there's no cost, right? So just call me, call one of the associates that work here. If you want scans ran on your network to see, hey, what do I need? That's done at no cost. Those scans are given to you. Proposals will be given to you, right? Our time is no cost to you, right? So that's how we help.
Cool.
You know what helps me think, man?
What?
A glass of milk. I'll be right back. I'm not kidding.
Joe, you're a funny guy.
Like a child. Oh my god.
Fair life milk. If it's not fair,
Oh my
it's not
God.
for me.
That's what's
Right,
up. The old school.
It'd be
Yeah, I
funnier if
guess.
I like modified it and it was like unfair, mistreated cow milk or something. And I poured it out. It was like blotchy and like not good.
I don't think you could beat that Vietnam one. I think the Vietnam one just killed everything, bro.
Vietnamese labor on American dollars. What a great deal.
I'm trying to think of like for my startup guys, like stuff that like they generally ask, when do you typically want to be introduced? Like let's say someone gets in, they hire their consultant, like they just signed their lease. Like, is it like immediate or like when do you come into play if you had to like have your perfect timing?
I mean, I could tell you right now because we do it all the time because we do work with consultants. So the earlier, the better. When they typically go in, they find lease space, they're in funding, typically in that phase. Once they hire the GC, then they should definitely have already talked to us. They should have already had a conversation.
So like in that middle ground between the general contractor and like signing the lease.
Right.
Be bringing you in.
Precisely, because they're not hiring a contractor until they sign the lease. So kind of in that gray area before they sign the lease is the perfect time for us to get in. Now, even if they don't have a floor plan, we've helped over 1,000 practices build out their practice, right? So we have floor plans galore, like templates. I have 1,000 floor plans. Tell me if you have 3,000 square foot or 2,000 square foot. I could give you a Rolodex of different templates you could choose from, and you could use one that's kind of like what you're planning, just to start getting a budget plan together. Like, Ian, I'm doing 3 ops. TVs on the ceiling, TVs at the toe for consulting. I'm going to go ahead and build out my practice or my office. I'm going to do a consult office. I'm going to do 2 front check-in computers. I'm going to hold off on the checkout computer. We also do suggestive ideas, right? Like, you don't need to equip your entire brand new practice from the beginning. There's no point. As you grow, you equip, say your checkout, because you only need one person in the front for the first, well, hopefully it's sooner than later, but the first 2 months, right? You need one person doing the check-in and checkouts. You definitely want to start off with 3 operatories, but we do suggestive, consultation, right? So that's the approach we use on technology, because you don't need everything. I have doctors that are like, I want Sonos, and they don't realize one Sonos speaker costs $300, and then the contractor is going to put a plug up there that's going to cost you $150. So you just paid $500 for one speaker, but you want Sonos, right? So there's just little nuances that in technology we school doctors on. Like, you don't need that, right? Start off with.
I was gonna say the CFS JBL speakers are free.
Yeah, buddy.
Right,
yeah, buddy.
I wish do you even have yours?
Wait, I didn't get one.
You didn't meet me since last year. We just got them.
Oh, Joe, come on, bro. I don't get invited to the wedding. I don't get a speaker.
Oh yeah. That's just how I roll. I'm trying to.
There's a disconnect.
It's called an arm's length distance relationship. It's good. We don't have it, do you? Oh, you do? Look.
Oh, snap. That's actually pretty dope, actually. Where'd you get those?
None of your it's at the None of Your Business store.
That's legit.
Secret merch. This is
Hey, I'm gonna send you a sticker that says Legend. I want you to slap it right there.
I'll put it on there. We give those to new owners now when they open their office, so they could just cut a little hole, and then you can tell them, hey, you don't need the. They're just paying the contractor.
The Sonos speakers, guys. CFS speakers all the way.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Sonos. JBLs.
You need to get that in the Alexis version so that way they could, actually utilize them.
No, I want it to be not helpful. That's the goal.
Or cheap, whatever comes first.
No, it sounds better when you say, "Oh, here's this waterproof pool speaker. You're gonna put it in your wall."
Let me get a dozen of those. How much are they? $5? Yep.
They're going right.
I think one aspect I enjoyed in our first conversation was actually went even beyond just IT. With your wealth of knowledge, just like building a business, and then talking to you was almost like just like another person that you understand what these doctors are trying to do. They have a vision, they have a dream, and they're trying to grow, and they don't have it quite figured out, but like they're taking the steps to get there.
100%.
And what's some entrepreneurial advice that you have? Because a lot of doctors are listening, they're like, these are guys that are like contemplating. These men and women are contemplating about this thing. Like, what's some one or two pieces of advice of just like business building in general and branding that you have?
Okay, well, my advice in general is don't think about doing something. You actually got to get up off the couch and do it. I know that it's hard, right? You're inside an operatory all day and you're working as an associate doctor and you're like just struggling and you don't think it's true, but it can happen. You guys got to get up. I talk to associates every day, all day, that are brand new startups. I talked to a doctor day before yesterday. She came into this country 7 years ago. She's currently under construction. They've already started doing demos. She showed me the picture. She showed me, Ian, this is the American dream, and I'm doing it. She was so excited. So my entrepreneurial advice is like, just, you have to take the leap of faith. How does that start? Pick up the phone and start making phone calls. If you don't know anything, reach out to a buddy, right? Reach out to an associate that's actually a practitioner right now, right? Or call a consultant, somebody that can start you along the path of finance or where you need to start, right? It's got to happen somewhere. I started with these two hands in 2004, guys. 21 years ago, I was wiring dental practices, right? I was beating on doors, knocking on dentist doors saying, I can help you. And today we support 1,000 practices. We help open up over 15 to 20 practices every single month, me and my team. So if you're sitting on the couch, if you're thinking about doing it, don't sit there anymore, right? Call men, right? Call Joe, call myself, right?
I have a question about the banging on the doors. Are you the reason they all have the do not solicit signs? Because I wish I could. I wish I could be banging on the doors.
Bro, Joe, when I started doing this, bro, I was banging on doors.
and then that's where the signs came in, and now I can't do it. You closed all the doors for me.
Bro, I was physically, okay? This is before Facebook. This is before social. But yeah, I mean, my entrepreneurial advice is get up, start, obviously you want to look at your finances, right? That's where you're going to begin. You want to look at your options.
I thought of a very important question, like, and it's good to have the mindset and all, but like, let's say I'm a startup and I got the mindset, I'm doing all the right things. Like, do you help me budget for your services? Like, if I came to you and I was like, do you know how much based on like seeing the space what they should be spending, or like is that part of your process?
Ask Minh. He would know.
Did he give you a budget?
Minh, this is a case study right here in the flesh. When I talked to Minh, Minh's very smart. He was very dialed in as far as like his vision and what he wanted, but Minh wanted a lot. He did want a lot. He was like, I want Max and I want them to be blue. And I want he was very dialed in, but yes, we consult with doctors and I dial stuff back when they're like, I want this and I want that. I'm like, this isn't important. This is not important. This can be done later. For instance, like everybody's like, security cameras are a real thing, right? Like you have liability inside your practice. Somebody slips or falls or somebody lies and says something happened that didn't happen, right? So you do want security cameras. Does that mean you have to go out and spend like $3,000 on a full-fledged Unify system, wiring? No, no. Why don't you just go and get on Amazon, buy some Ring cameras as a temporary measure while you're getting your production up and running? Because that $3,000 is better spent in marketing, right, Joe? So we can get feet walking in the door from day one. So yes, we're not sitting here selling them the book, right? We want to make sure we're taking care of them. So I think we're successful because of that.
Yeah, it's not even from the standpoint of like you guys necessarily making them buy a lot of stuff, but like helping them budget and like what you said, like toning them down when they need to be toned down, and telling like the men's like you don't need all those things in your office. You don't need books.
I did get my Mac computers, by the way.
Oh,
my
yeah.
IT bill was. I was like,
man, you remember all those Macs we took back from your practice?
I do.
Yeah, I think I still got them on my shelf right now. I'm not even playing, because it was like months that we had them. So when they got back in house, I was like, we can't send them back. They're Apple. You can't send them back.
Box is open.
It's been 7-8 months. I was like, man did it to me again.
Don't worry, Ian. I'm gonna buy some used ones from Legend in about a
year. You know what, man? You know what, bro? I got something coming in the mail for you.
Way, all right, that's how we do it.
Labor in America. That's an example right there.
All right, men, on the first of the month, just expect something in the mail, buddy.
They're refurbished.
I hate seeing that word. Whenever I see refurbished, I just imagine somebody smashing it with a hammer and just gluing it back. Whenever they say
actually, you know what? You know what's really cool? All right, I'm going to take y'all down this little journey of mine. Okay, so turn this bad boy around. Okay, it doesn't want to turn around. Okay, so obviously it's nighttime now, so it's quiet here. But let me show you something. I want you guys to see for how many practices we build out and why we are successful, because we do help practices, right? We help them budget, plan, and we project manage through the whole thing. Everything's locked down in my building, so I can't get through any doors without Unify. Everything's locked down. Obviously, you want you want an IT company that's secured. So project management. So it's nighttime here, guys. So everybody's.
Joe, when do we get a warehouse like that?
Well, you want your IT on the edge, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, right?
The zero security system, cigarettes, smoking.
Let's actually.
Ian, it looks like an evidence cage of like a police station.
Oh my God, there are people working. Macy, what are you still doing here? No, you're good, girl. Okay, so this is Macy, guys. She is our procurement manager. So every single dental practice that we build out, she pretty much orders all the products. Here's an office in Florida, Smile Society Dentistry. And here's one, Frankel Pediatric Dentistry, Today's Dentistry. Every single one of these shelves is a new dental office being built out. These are all going out the door within the next 15 days. I bet we could actually find men's Macs in here somewhere. Do we have any Macs anywhere? Yeah? Okay. We could find your Macs. Let's see where they're at. Oh, do you have some? Okay. Long story short, guys, this is kind of like what we do all day, every day. Like, we don't stop. It just keeps going. We do it because we help people. Oh, here's your Macs, man. Bam.
There we go.
Yeah, there they are. Just chilling, waiting for you. The refurbs.
Hey, yeah, I'll be ready to buy some used computers in about a year. Anybody else gonna buy them?
Wait, don't you have some more operatories to like?
I do. I got. But you need the VESA mounts. That's why you had to take them back.
Oh, is that why we took it back?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even question it. I was like, it's man, whatever. He changes his mind all the time.
Yeah, Mac had like the special VESA mounts.
How about men? You are special, so I understand.
Real talk. What is one popular technological thing that new doctors keep wanting to buy that you kind of like really talk them down the ledge, like off the ledge of that one? You're just like, hey, like anything actually that you think is good?
Oh, well, that's a given. I mean, anybody that wants Macs. I mean, if you're an orthodontist, yeah, why not, right? Because most of the PMs that obviously work with MacBooks, but I mean, if you're pedo, GP, endo, I mean, you're typically going to get windows, right? So we take people off the ledge on that all the time. They're like, but we could run windows. I'm like, why would you want to like complicate stuff? Another thing is like we want people. We run into a lot of doctors that they're wanting. Hey, I want 2 TVs at the front and the two monitors in the back, and then the overhead. I'm like, and you're doing this because so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that we see want done like that they don't have to. And so there's a lot of misconception nowadays. Everybody's either wanting to go cloud-based or they're wanting to do on-prem open dental. So this is the question I get asked all the time, so let's just throw it out there. Guys, you could do whatever you want. You can go cloud-based or you could go open dental, and they're always like weighing out, well, what's the cost difference, what's the pros and the cons. If you go cloud-based, obviously, if you have CTs, your CTs are living inside your practice. So you're going to have something dedicated to back up those CT scans, right? To keep them secure. You go cloud-based, if your internet goes down, your practice goes down. Is there solutions for that? Absolutely. You could do, 5G wireless upload link. So yeah, you're going to go down for like 5 minutes, but then you'll be back up. Are you going to be running at lightning speed? No, but you'll be able to see patients and production's still going to go on. You want to go with open dental? Yeah. Internet goes down, you're still seeing patients. The cost is a lot lower because you're not paying for hosting fees. So for me, that's the question I get asked every single time. Ian, what should I do? I'm like, it's up to you. I don't have an opinion. Like, I'm unbiased when it comes to that. Like, whatever you want to do. Right. So for me, I would keep the cost down in the beginning, keep all your subscriptions down. And I'm there's probably doctors like, well, you have subscriptions. Well, keep all your costs down, right? So most of my clients that we onboard, we give them 90 days of free support, right? That we don't charge them because they're trying to get their walk-in traffic moving. They're trying to build their production. So we give them months of free support while they're building their production. And then we do a tier structure on our management of their technology, right? So what is the tiered structure, guys? Like, we start off small on the managed IT services, your backups, your day-to-day support. These computers aren't sitting here for looks. They're being used by thousands of doctors every day calling in with problems from, hey, I can't get into my practice management software, or my internet's down, or my printer's not working, or I need a new email set up for my manager. The list goes on and on and on, right?
I do tell people when they ask like about the ongoing services, I'll be like, when you open, guaranteed in that first month, because including with mine, you're gonna have hiccups of just like, how do I get into there? How do I get there?
Mm-hmm.
What happened with this? A lot happens in that first month. That's probably I think you'll have like the most IT problems. So like have a good team constantly ready to go. Because I definitely
Right.
had like a ticket like at least like
Every
once a
day.
week.
Yeah.
Like you're sending in a ticket to get
Oh,
taken care of.
here's another big thing is everybody's like, oh, Windows 10 end of life, right? There's a lot of doctors that are running super duper old computers. We get it. You want to hold on to them for dear life and until they die, right? But unfortunately, Microsoft is ending Windows 10. So some computers out there won't be, they're not capable of upgrading to Windows 11. And it was supposed to be October 15th of this year. They were going to cut the umbilical cord and Windows 10 was going to go away. So everybody was really running scarce because you got a lot of practices that rely on their computers and they would be not getting security service packs. They'd be vulnerable to like ransomware attacks and things like that. So Windows got a lot of pushback. So they pushed it to October 13th of 2026, guys. So you guys got like another year and some change to start looking into upgrading your equipment. What does that look like? Call an IT company, have them run a scan on your network to tell you out of the 13 computers in your office, which ones can be upgraded to Windows 11, which ones are not capable of, right? Are upgrading to Windows 11. So start doing your due diligence now so you're not getting towards the end like say, like paying your taxes and not saving the money and then your taxes are due. I don't have the money. You don't want to do that, right? So in this industry, everybody's talking about being proactive. Well, be proactive,
So let's say if it's like I got my Max because I don't like lag. Things are lightning fast, and ironically, really didn't need it because my PMS runs on like Google Chrome. But
Yes.
if a doctor has PC and they just don't like anything lagging when they click power on mode and they want this thing on, they want to be logged in and rocking and rolling. How often if a doctor that's really anal about that, how often do you find that they do have to upgrade parts of computers or computers in general?
Okay, well, I mean, in general, I get asked that question all the time, like, especially by new doctors, like, when am I going to have to buy an all new equipment, right? My answer should be between 4 and 5 years, but typically you can get away between 5 and 7 years, right? And or unless Windows wants to make more money and they cut the umbilical cord on the operating system and give you no choice. So the true answer to that is 5 to 7 years. And that's what a typical server or workstations like that you have in your practice are going to last you, right? So 5 to 7 years. But if you're hitting that threshold, guys, of like 5 to 7 years, it's time to like obviously start budgeting in. I have a lot of doctors that their offices struggle. So even me, I'll work out payment plans with doctors. I'm like, well, we could do this in phases. Well, Ian, can you install these 3 options next month? Do these 3 options, and then the next month after that, do the front check-in computers. I'm like, no. How about we just do them all, and I just we'll drag out like a payment plan for you guys over the course of say 3 to 6 months. How does that work? You do that for me? Absolutely, right? Because it's for us, we're helping them out. It's a win-win. We don't have to go in there and piecemeal it together, and they're getting everything all at once, which means the warranty starts all at once versus sporadically. Come on, Joe. You're there. Talk to me, buddy. Tired?
It's not in the insurance world. So he's like, what insurance is
No,
do
I'm
the
thinking about
computers require?
I'm thinking about your whole process. It's just interesting. I've never had to pay as much like full attention to it. Like I like how you guys are giving them like I like that you're giving them payment plans. I like that you're actually drawing out all the stuff. I didn't realize how I knew your job was involved, but I guess I didn't know it was this involved. It's kind of crazy. Like you have a fucking warehouse full of shit over there. I didn't do a lot. Like I know, but I didn't expect to have all that like right where you are. That you literally send them all this stuff and you're literally doing all the jobs. Like I thought there was like more of like middle things that like you just send it
We
there and
we
people look it
we do
up.
full office build outs,
It's
computers,
impressive.
servers. I mean, we install the practice management software. We install your imaging software. We set up your emails. We secure your emails through Office 365 and Azure or G Suite, right? We do security surveillance cameras. We do audio solutions. I mean, we are the guys that make your practice make money. I mean, what could you do without, credit card terminals processing your payments? Well, no bank is going to give you a merchant service terminal until you pass a PCI compliance check to make sure all your transactions are compliant and nobody's robbing those credit cards. We are the guys that are probably last to be thought about, but should be first to be thought about, to be honest with you. Everybody's like, oh, I want ADEC or I want DCI or, I want this cool. And I get it because dude, on Pinterest, I love Pinterest. Like, Pinterest my office and I'm not even a doctor, right? So I get it, the design aspect of it and the excitement of it. But really, a couple key ingredients is one is, and I'm not gonna lie, obviously it's insurance. You need it. You can't live without it. But marketing for me, for dentists, is the most important thing. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm number one. I'm gonna say your marketing is number one. Me and Min were actually talking about this before we jumped on, but your marketing is number one because that is your foot traffic in the door. That is your segue into the next 6 months. That's a segue from 6 months to 12 months survival, right? So getting the marketing dollars, putting them in the right place, and making sure you have foot traffic. Obviously, technology is important. What practice management should I choose? What should I choose as far as 2D? And should I go 2D and then upgrade later to 3D? Or do I have to have a CT now? Like, these are things that you want to talk to a technology vendor about because we can help save you time, money, agony, headaches. I mean, this is what we do. 20 years of experience. I definitely, if I get a doctor on the phone, when they're done with me, they're like eyes wide open.
Yeah, I got two
It's
things.
crazy.
One, it's kind of like asking a car mechanic, hey, I want a car that's like the least amount of problems. And my buddy, who's like a master technician for a big luxury brand, he even straight up just says, get a Toyota, get a Honda, because he only deals with the problems. Those things don't have problems. So now guys, doctors want to think about. Imagine getting experts like Ian advice. They only see the problem side is when you call them after you're set up. So imagine getting their advice that, hey, what pieces of equipment gives you guys the most problems? Then you just kind of know it's like, oh yeah, from that aspect, you can steer it in like a different direction.
Right, precisely. And it's funny that you use that as an example because
that's a good example.
I love cars. I love cars. I love cars, man. I'm like a car fanatic. When I was a kid, I used to just, I used to go and collect a couple of them. But guess what? If I took my car to a mechanic and he told me, "Hey, your alternator's out," and he didn't replace my alternator, I would have never known, right? So that's what you get when you go to a lot of technology vendors. They will try and sell you the world. I have doctors calling me saying they're trying to charge me $15,000 for a server. I'm like, well, how many operatories are you running? Like, I have 6 ops. I'm like, oh well, they're getting one over on you. That's what's going on. Because traditionally a server is around $4,000 or so. Doc, you probably want to get different quotes, right? My only suggestion is go with somebody reputable. Start there. I'm not saying it's always us. Go to a couple reputable companies, and obviously you want to go with somebody that right. Say again?
Yeah, I was kidding. I said like Comcast. Somebody once told me I was in the big three. They said I went and interviewed the big three. It was State Farm. Oh shit! What was the other one? It was another one. It was like State Farm, Geico, and like me. And I'm like, wait, I'm competing with these guys now. Like, what the fuck's going on?
They're all in the S&P 500.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, the big three. Everybody, we were on the news. Ian's in the big three with Walmart, Comcast, and Legend Networking.
Joe, I love you, buddy. Look at you.
That's the big three when you're making your decision. Like, you could go to Walmart and go order these things. Fuck Best Buy. If you're cutting out the middleman, go to Walmart.
Oh my God, this is by far the best podcast ever.
Yeah,
but we try to.
Yeah, we try to make it fun, but no, it's important. That's why I didn't have much to add, just because I didn't really know how it was gonna. I don't watch that part. This is like one of the things where like my minions give it to you, and then it's just done. Ian just does this stuff. Like I don't know.
Dude, we are so important in the ecosystem of dentistry. It is. I mean, dude, you don't survive without a technology company that knows their stuff. You just don't. You're going home with headaches. It's costing you money. Your wife's leaving you. I mean, it is what it is.
Just because you tech, all because you put a hole in your wall.
Computers.
No, because you got a JBL speaker instead of a Momo or whatever. A Sono.
No, but this is it's real stuff, man. It is what it is. Go to somebody reputable, obviously in dental technology. So company name is Legend Networking. You guys can look us up on the web at www.legendnt.com. There's my plug. Bam.
Not I Am Legend. Please do not confuse.
I Am Legend
with the movie I Am Legend.
Please, Joe, please confuse.
Us. Wait, who's that? Will Smith? Is that who it is?
Will Smith.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw that movie.
Will Smith. Right? He hits people, so we gotta watch. It's dangerous.
He slaps, man. Stop playing.
No, that slaps people. That would hurt. I don't want to get slapped. Someone said they were gonna slap me. I'd be just as scared as if they were gonna punch me. Right, man?
I feel like if you get punched, it's almost less embarrassing than getting slapped. Though.
Yeah, but like if a big
did he just slap me?
Will Smith's pretty muscular. If he slaps you, you lose a tooth.
It's still gonna hurt.
Yeah,
you will feel it.
If someone punches you, you know you got punched, and you got to do what you got to do.
You feel like a man. You feel like a man.
But when you get slapped, Chris Rock had to think about like, did that just happen? And he's gone.
Bro, did you see him? He looked dumbfounded.
He's like, Will was walking out.
And that's why you got to be careful. We got to watch. We have to differentiate so he knows that we're not talking about I Am Legend, because
I Am Legend, Joe.
They'll get confused, Ian.
But yeah, guys, love your podcast. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
No, thank you guys very much.
We got to let a lawyer on here so we get some free legal help after this.
we got to thank Ian from Legend Networking IT for all your dental specific services for a great episode. Stay tuned for the next episode whenever that is. Remember, click like, subscribe, and then we'll catch you guys soon.
See you soon.
Awesome.